All right. Welcome back, you beautiful bastards. Hopefully, there's not uh, a lot of reading in this one. Stone Dagger, recent entries, the Fox. We don't need to know about the Fox. Who cares about the Fox? I think we're good. No more reading for probably 5 minutes until I come across a landmark or something, and I will have to read. Oh my God! Look at that texture. Floating rock right there. Look at that. Floating rock. Very unrealistic. 1 out of 10. That's why Assassin's Creed 3 sucks. Definitively. Uh, oh, I'm dead. Well, he just fell off. He gave no warning whatsoever. Um, God damn it. Oh, this might be very bad. What? The Hunting Society? New England Hunting Society. See? Freaking not even 2 minutes in, and I gotta read. This club was founded in 1770 by several trappers who earned their living in the area, including Simon Gardy, whatever. The idea was to have cabins that would be a safe haven and warm place to rest for whatever, who spent the season trapping in this part of the frontier. According to their records, as many as 2 dozen hunters used the buildings at any one time. Although it originally started out as just a shared cabin space, it quickly evolved into a more formalized society. Human nature being what it is, hunters would brag about their kills about around the fire and exaggerate. After the several brawls over who could claim the title of the mightiest hunter, society members agreed to start logging their kills in writing. Though why they thought this would prevent people from lying is beyond me. It didn't, sadly, really. By the way, yesterday I caught a velociraptor. Freaking, what was that? Oh, what all did I have to do? Well, I don't know. Uh, this is what what I wasn't I didn't place this marker here. Is that where freaking I was? I don't think I thought I was like up here. Because now I have to figure out how to get up there again. And I see a path right there. Wasn't in like, the patch notes that frickin' Rebecca gave saying like, oh, you're less likely to jump off places and frickin', Connor just totally walked right off a cliff. It's not my fault. That death also does not count. I that was not my fault. So thus it does not count. Oh, 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 oh. Hey, well. Uh, Connor, my God. Does he want to die? He wants to die. He wants to die. Oh, there's some freaking hole I'm supposed to go down? Floating bush, once again, 1 out of 10 game, come on. Is there like a secret cave or something? There might be. I mean, and like right here. I mean, this is something. So he didn't jump off there, even though he would be fine if he did. Okay. No secret cave. Huh? How do you get that? That's like down in a pit. And I'm scared that if I go down there, I will actually die, and that would be my first death because I'm willingly doing this. And we all know I haven't died at all. Could be that way. I don't know. That's sealed off as well. How do you get that? Hmm. Oh my God, Connor. Jesus Christ, man. It's right there. I guess. Ah, my cankles. Is there photo mode? Did they add a photo mode to this? No. Hmm. Well, time for my first death. Uh, uh. I'll count that. That's my first death there. I slid right off the bastard, though. That's unfair. The game screwed me again. So, in all essence, you don't have to count that one. I'm gonna freaking get this eventually, and I'm gonna find out that there's like a hole. Wow. Ah, oh, look at that. There was a hole. How you doing, man? Well, good job. Wow. Right here. So no, you. Oh no, I guess you have this right here. Oh, I thought you literally just had to make that leap, but no, you drop down there. Oh, fine. Anyway, I guess 10 minutes in, we can finally get back on track on freaking doing this story. Story, am I right? Who cares about that? Uh, how do we get? the story. God damn it. We just go this way? Connor, oh my god. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I did it again. Okay, that one was on my fault. That one is actually the first death. Once again, I'm kind of in freaking Revelations Brotherhood kind of mindset. I hold and freaking he'll grab onto the nearest point, but then I guess he might have, and my mind was out of sync. So then I pressed circle to hold, but really I pressed circle to let go. Anyway, if this was a permadeath run, we would have ended there before freaking Connor even became an assassin. Before he even met Achilles. That's a view right there. What the hell is that? A lighthouse? Huh? Random just patrolling guy out here? So now I should definitely bring up a guide on the homestead missions because we're in sync with. Oh, huh?
After him!
Hey, Achilles. I don't think we have to do it just yet, but we are now in the sequence where they start. If only I had a horse, my God. Oh, hey, look, a horse. I'll take that.
Hey, what are you doing? That's mine! I'll have
Nothing.
your head, Gateway!
Your horse will eventually find its way back to you.
Hello.
Hello.
You must be one of them native fellas from the, what's it called? Iroquois tribe. Aye. You
Iroquois?
from that?
Iroquois.
Of course not, Terry. Iroquois ain't a tribe.
Is so.
Is not. The Iroquois is a confederation.
Confederate what now?
Don't worry, guys.
Confederation, ya Tony. It's a group, an alliance. Lots of different native
Americans
people
will
all
learn very
united.
quickly what a confederation
Like I
is
said,
soon.
a tribe.
Listen, you toddy-headed twiddle-poop. There's a difference
Twiddle
between
poop.
a tribe and a confederation, and it's not my fault your skull's too thick to make sense of it.
Who you calling a twiddle poop, you crump back scab? Hey now,
Crump back
this is
scab.
between me and him.
Yeah, mind your business.
Okay. Frickin' wackadoodles.
few days. Tend to the wounded, resupply, and come up with a plan.
Poacher.
I've sent Enoch to scout the place, figure out the best way in.
You hear him before? Saying he has no master but himself? What a load of fee-fa-fum. If he ain't no
FIFA
master,
fun.
guess he's ours to do it as we please.
Indeed, all in good time.
Hey guys, what are you talking about over here? My idea,
Private
excuse.
matters being discussed here. Best you move along.
What if I don't? You're a poacher.
Won't warn you again.
What are you gonna do, huh? You know what? Let it go. Just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. I don't want to create any worse tensions and all that. Let's just get to where we're going. Wow. Look at this place. Frickin' hell. God damn it. Really, nothing here, huh? You got nothing. And then you just have this big house. Apart from all these peg-leg trinkets. Peg-leg trinkets! That's like a pirate! Oh, one day, a black flag. One day. Did I make that joke with the peg leg thing? A boorish man.
What?
I was told you could train me.
No.
Oh, okay.
Go away.
I'm not leaving!
Oh, someplace I can hide out? Maybe. Achilles Davenport, born 1710. You may not think to look at him now, but this man was once the mentor of a powerful branch of the assassins, the Colonial Brotherhood. Achilles' life before he was an assassin isn't well documented. It seems that most of the records were destroyed when the Templars nearly wiped out the order in 1763. Huh. I wonder what Templars did that. Wink, 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 wink. We'll get to that later. From what I do have, Achilles was recruited in the mid 1730s and became a mentor in 1746. He had a gift for both recruitment and organization. So before long, wa- so before long was head of a crew of assassins that spanned the colonies and much of the frontier. Achilles strengthened the ties between the order and the nations of the. I freaking they said it in names, and I already forgot. Ariquos, Iroquois, Iroquois, the Confederacy. Particularly the though, as far as our records show, Connor is the first Native American to actually become an assassin. Spoilers, my God, we haven't gotten there yet. How was I supposed to know that in my Assassin's Creed game I would become an assassin? And to be fair,
I need a place to camp. This should do.
some of the, newer games, you're not really an assassin. You're kind of just a friend of the assassins that help out, who also assassinates, but. entirely indifferent, entirely different kind of assassination in terms of one is for the Brotherhood and the other one is like I'll help out if you scratch my back. All right, the day after, time to knock on his door again. Achilles, please train me.
There must be another way in.
Huh, let's try the back door. My favorite. Or, we could do this. Boom, right here. Open that up. Eh.
Please, all I ask is a moment of your time.
I apologize if I've been unclear or otherwise confused you with my words. It was never my intention to mislead, so let me try to clarify. Get the hell off my land.
I hear you. I
I'm coming
understand
up!
you. But, I'm gonna still do it my way. Okay, I guess we gotta go back the way I came.
Just hear me out. What are you so afraid of?
Afraid? You think I'm afraid of anything? Least of all a self-important little scab like you?
Oh, a little scab like me.
Or you might dream of being a hero, of riding to rescues, of saving the world. But stay this course, and the only thing you're gonna be is dead. The world's moved on, boy. Best you do too.
I will not leave. Do you hear me? I'm never leaving. Just wait, old man.
Yeah, just wait. I'll go back in my stables and sleep for another day. And then I'll annoy you again, saying,
I will
let
not be
me in.
defeated so easily. You will train me. You have.
Oh god, it's the poachers. I knew I should have killed them.
These are square toes. This'll be easy.
That's what you said last time, and I
Square
wound up with a
toes.
dead horse and a dark eye.
Who are you?
No one you need concern yourself with, little
I knew
butches.
I should have killed you.
Best cut for something bad happens.
No.
Can't say we didn't warn ya.
Oh, oh.
You're only making
Oi, brothers!
Oh, oh. Oh.
Look at the savage dog!
Should have run when you had a chance.
Oh.
Songs and spirits can't save you now.
You're only making... Look at the starving dog!
Why are you here? What do you want?
Best ask the boss man.
Oh, oh God, he's got the war club.
You working for the old man, then? That it? Maybe this'll get you talking. Oh.
Oh,
Thank you.
Clean this up. Then I suppose we should talk.
suppose we will. Look at this. Brr. Okay, your chair's a little old.
Sorry.
Not your fault. This whole place is ready to come down. Goddamn miracle it hasn't already. Anyway, who are you?
My name is Rado Hangado.
Raha,
Right.
Raha
Well, I'm not even
Angado,
going to try and pronounce that.
Rahan
Now,
Angado.
tell me why you're here.
I was told to seek this symbol.
Do you even know what that symbol represents? Or what it is you're asking for?
No.
And yet, here you are.
The spirit said that I am...
These spirits of yours have been harassing the assassins for centuries. Ever since Ezio uncorked the body.
Oh, Ezio
Ah,
Auditore
but
di
you don't
Frenzy.
even know what an assassin is, do you? Well, best settled in then. I've got a story to tell, and it's
Oh,
gonna take a while to get it all
yeah,
out.
yeah. It's going to take like about, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 games, depending on if you want to do it chronologically or in release order, you know. It all
And
started with
so,
Altair, you
this
know,
is why the
or
assassins have
Bayek,
dedicated themselves to the
technically.
pursuit of the Templars. Because if they succeed, your spirit's visions will become reality.
Then I will stop them.
Oh, I have no doubt you'll try. Come on. I've something to show you.
Oh,
Careful. Wasn't a joke when I said this place was coming apart.
Why don't you repair it?
What's the point? Besides, I don't have materials for the job.
So buy them.
Look at me! You think I can just march into some store, purse full of pounds, and go shopping?
Yes. Why not?
I'm so naive. This way.
just have a trap door. That's sturdy. That still holds up. And look at the foundations. It's strong. Oh my God. So many clothes to unlock.
But don't think you can just come in here, throw those on, and call yourself an assassin.
I did not. I would never presume...
That's all right. I know they've a certain allure. Very well. I'll train you. Then we'll know if you've the right to wear those robes.
Thank you.
Name's Achilles. Come on, then. We've work to do.
Oh, he's kept up with all this.
You are a speck of dust, a nothing. You and all your kind, living in the dirt like animals, oblivious to the true ways of the world.
What do the Templars want?
What they've always wanted. Control. They see an opportunity in the colonies. A chance for new beginnings, unfettered by the chaos of the past. This is why they backed the British. Here they have a chance to illustrate the merits of their beliefs. A people in service to the principles of order and structure.
I have seen what is to come if they succeed. They have to die, don't they? All of them. Even my father.
Especially your father. He's the one holding the whole thing together.
How did we figure out that he was our father? Right? Was it freaking our mother that talked about him? Called him Hatham, and then it's
So I
like
trained. In running, in
6
climbing,
months.
in fighting, in falling. And for every lesson that concerned the body, there were 2 that concerned the mind. Language, philosophy, logic, the arts. Achilles taught most often of the Assassins and Templars, their structures, origins, and purpose. Centuries of history condensed into a few short days. I told him of the men who had burned my village, of Charles Lee, and my promise to him. Achilles explained that Lee and his followers were Templars, and that they were led by none other than my own father. If I was to serve the Order, these men would become my targets. So I worked harder, learned faster, but for all my progress, it was clear that I still had much to learn. My training had only just begun.
Hmm. Okay. Wrong button again. Rick. I guess since I died, the frickin' fox and hare reappeared. Charles Lee updated. Blah, 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 blah. Frustrated with his lack of advancement with the British, Lee moved back to New York in 1773. He quickly became a supporter of the revolutionary cause, and in June of 1775 he joined the Continental Army with the rank of Major General. Lee began his service under the command of George Washington, which granted, right? Granted, since Lee had some hopes, had hopes of being named commander-in-chief of the army himself. Given Lee's experience, he might have had a point, but he also had his drawbacks. Most notable was his temper. Lee was quick to anger and had a habit of being very vocally and publicly angry when he didn't get his way. Bosses loved that. Lee also had some rather odd personal quirks. He was exceptionally fond of dogs and was continually surrounded by them, in particular, his much loved Pomeranian. Never trust a man being continually surrounded by tiny dogs. He was also vain and lacked tailored suits. but rarely washed them. Like and liked tailor suits, but rarely washed them, meaning that he smelled like better than his animals. Meaning that he smelled little better than his animals, and worse, according to some. Despite his failings, Lee was both a competent leader and a popular with the troops. Washington recognized it and named one of the forts on the Hudson River Fort Lee in his honor. If Washington was hoping that just naming a fort after him smooth over their rocky relationship, it amazingly didn't work. In fact, as time went on, Lee became less and less fond of Washington and became reluctant to follow his orders at all. When Washington retreated across New York and New Jersey in 1776, he sent several commands to Lee to follow him, which Lee did, but very slowly, which may be what resulted in him being left behind and captured by the British in 1776. Still, It's un it's understandable. He probably had to stop every 5 minutes to let his bloody dogs piss in a hedge. Fortunately for Lee, he resigned his commission in the British Army shortly after taking on his role in the Continental Army. That meant instead of being tried for being a deserter, his imprisonment in New York was more of an inconvenience. He was wined and dined by the British, allowed to have whomever he wanted as a dinner guest. It was basically a bed and breakfast. In return, Lee gave up information about the state of the colonial army, continental army, whatever. Ah, good old traitor. Outfits, but it's locked. Damn. We could go back to being Ezio. Yes, yes. Anyway, sorry. Let us continue on with our training. Oh, it's snowy. Achilles' errand. Achilles' errand, or is it just Achilles' errand? Whatever.
Good morning.
To you as well. You taking a trip?
I've decided to do
No,
something about the house, and you're
I'm
going
just
to
sitting
help.
in this stagecoach
Get
for
it?
fun. Oh, okay. Sequence 5, Boston, 1770.
Don't stare.
Sorry.
Come on.
But they're probably going to be staring at me.
This place is incredible. The people, the sounds and smells. I could walk these streets for days and know not even half its wonders.
I thought the same as you upon a time. These days, I much prefer the quiet of the countryside.
But there is so much life here. So many opportunities.
For a few, my boy. For a few.
Why?
There's a store close to here. You're to buy the items on this list. Tell them where the carriage is, and they'll see that it's loaded.
Oh, great.
Understood?
Yes.
Good. You
This is probably going to go
also going to
smoothly.
need a new name. Your skin is fair enough that you might pass for one with Spanish or Italian blood. Better to be thought a Spaniard than a native. And both are better still than I.
That is not true.
Oh,
What's true and what is aren't always the same.
What would you call me then?
Kana. Yes, that will be your name. All right then, off you go.
I mean, my skin may be apparently fair, but these clothes kind of a dead giveaway that I am native. Hmm. You know what? We're just gonna do something real quick. Should be fine, right? We still gotta check on these emails and stuff. Take a little pit stop. Rebecca, you have anything? No? Oh, okay. We read that already. Yeah. Email fix. Just a quick heads up. Replying to email chains will no longer return multiple instances of the re. Should cut down on subject length considerably. Email fix. Are you sure about that? See above. Uh, Haha, very funny. Focus, please. Okay, so far so good. Hey there, Desmond. As you'll see from the date of this email, you've been in the Animus for a few days now. But don't worry, I've been staying on top of your vitals. Not even a blip. So it looks like extending the sessions won't be a problem. Whatever happened between you and 16 seems to have increased your tolerance. The Animus keeps you in a resting state, which takes care of fatigue. And your memories are vivid enough we're actually seeing micro movement in your muscles. Oh, which means no entropy issues either. Still, we'll be bringing you out for breaks just to stay on the safe side. Good. Ugh. Sean is really getting on my nerves. You'd think with everything that's going on, this guy would stop being such a douche. Maybe he thinks it's funny, or maybe it's part of his snarky British charm, or maybe it's how he deals with the stress. Whatever it is, it's getting old real fast. We've got enough to worry about, you know, end of the world and everything. You'd think he'd show a little restraint or maturity or something. Sorry, not like you need to hear me venting. You've got enough on your plate. Please, don't say anything to him. Oh. Disappointed. Shocking. From old dad. In case you haven't noticed, we're knee deep in the here. I understand this might not be your idea of a good time. It isn't anyone's idea of a good time. Picking fights isn't going to get our work finished any faster. So I suggest you stick to the mission. The sooner we're through the door, the sooner we can get back to our lives. Or in your case, the lack of one. Dad. Wow, okay. Just really, thanks, Dad. William's not the most diplomatic man, I'll give you that. But he cares about you very much. When you were under, during that whole bit with 16, he never left your side. Even slept in the same room when we put down for the night. Anyway, Don't mean to be a busybody, just didn't want you to stay sore with him. Not too sore, anyway. The man means well, even if he's got an odd way of showing it. Just a quick heads up that I've pushed in a new batch of entries focused on in order to ensure accuracy, I actually turned to a friend on the outside. Don't worry, he thinks it's for a presentation, so we're in no danger of being discovered. You'll find a new section under the database labeled Surprise Surprise. It has information on their political and social structures as well as some notes about their material culture. John Hastings, Connor's Piece of Eden. Interesting. The sphere used by Connor during the spirit's journey is clearly first civilization in origin. It appears to function as some sort of temporal calculator. It's essentially a crystal ball. So it was supposed to be see through, but one that actually works. This can be coincidental, which begs the question, are there others out there? Hello? Some smart person can probably decipher all that. 1001001, whatever. It works. I should hardly be surprised. Electronical impulses move from one pathway to another. You call them networks. Our word for them was more akin to road. It is yet difficult to project a thought from one medium to another, and yet it works. It works. It works. It works. Okay, Dad, you want to tell me how you love me, but I'm still a disappointment? No, of course not. Sean! Oops. I looked away for a second, and I faced the completely wrong direction. You have anything, Sean? Nope. Okay. I guess back in we go. Oh. Oh, yes. Hello, Achilles. Did that guy disappear? It looked like he had no shoes on there for a second, and I'm thinking, like, freaking, you're walking around on this cold bricks. Look at that. No, that is legitimately. I don't think he has shoes on. Walking around barefoot. Oh, Paige. On freaking cold goddamn brick with snow and all that. Okay, it's right there. Wow. But then we read, no, Stamp Act, of course. We got more to read. Great. Past March 22nd, 1765, the Stamp Act was the British government's attempt to recoup some of the money they spent during the French and Indian War by taxing the American colonists, who theoretically benefited most from it. The Parliament chose a stamp tax because it was simple, easily implemented, and the colonists couldn't smuggle their way out of paying it. All papers, from newspapers to legal documents to lawyer license, would need to purchase a government stamp to be used. Colonists, however, didn't think Britain had the right to tax them at all, since there were no colonial representatives in Parliament, hence the snappy revolution slogan, "No taxation without representation." They also resented the suggestion that they were responsible for Britain's war debts, since the colonial militia had a huge role in fighting and winning the French and Indian War. Huge public protests were organized, run by groups who called themselves the Sons of Liberty. Merchants declared a boycott of British goods. Perhaps most importantly, the people assigned to collect the tax were threatened and intimidated into resigning. The Massachusetts stamp distributor was even paraded through Boston by the Sons of Liberty and forced to resign at the Liberty Tree. Uh, no stamp taxes were ever collected, and British repealed the Stamp Act in March 1766. But it wasn't an entire victory for the colonies. Parliament then passed something called the Declara- uh, a Declaratory Act, essentially stating that Britain had the absolute right to tax the colonists, and there wasn't anything the colonists could do about it. Nothing. That is nothing. That is, except start their own country. I always fancied doing that.
A new rule
Uh,
enforced, all
uh,
without our
my
consent.
page.
New revenue.
My cankles.
The Commissioners of Customs Act.
That I collected it. Okay, my God.
Says we've a right to refuse. That there will be no taxation without representation. Tell me, who represented us in Parliament? Who spoke on our behalf? Signed in our stead? Give me a name. Only you can't. And you know why? You can't tell me who represented us because nobody did.
Hmm. Where's old Benji boy? This is his place. He might be busy with being a political figure and all.
You lost?
Oh,
I need the items on this list.
Will you be paying with coin or trade? Some of these things I have, some I don't. Lumber's hard to come by since my supplier up and vanished. I have the tools and pitch, though. Nails, too. So, where do you want this delivered?
Our wagon is near the State House. I should
okay.
return to Achilles.
Who stands in Parliament for Boston?
That
For New York? For
that
Virginia?
went
No.
surprisingly smooth.
Everyone, come with us.
Oh,
We've had enough. Ragtag and riffraff, come with me.
the guy kind of started off pretty strong,
Quips at the lobsters.
but he seemed fine once I offered
What
money.
happened?
That's what we're going to...
Hold on, we gotta read about the Loyalists. Loyalists were colonists who sided with the British during the Revolution. They were also known as Tories, Royalists, and King's Men, and probably also by their enemies as those bloody arse-kissing ninny-hammers, among other things. While being a loyalist meant seem to you like the bad guys, that's only because you know the Patriots won. It's very easy to use history to look smart, even if you were subjected to the American education system, and system is a strong word. In fact, by some estimates, as many as 1 in 5 colonists were actively loyalists, and many more tried not to pick a side altogether. I expected the version of the story you've heard go something like this. The Loyalists were traitors who betrayed their fellow Americans to the British. That's a nice little fiction, since from a Loyalist perspective, the opposite was true. The colonies were founded and owned by Britain. The colonists were therefore British citizens, thus the rebels trying to disobey the king were the real traitors here. Ah, you see? You're a country of traitors. Try spinning that. You'd also have to be pretty brave to be a loyalist, particularly if the people in your community were patriotic, patriots. Known loyalists were frequently dragged from their homes, beaten, burned with candles, and tarred and feathered. That's just in case you suffered from the delusion that patriots. Why can I not say it? Once again, say a word. I can say that any day of the week, but when I have to read it, I suddenly feel like I'm saying it wrong. Patriot, patriots. always took the moral high ground. On page, patriots. Patriots were colonists who united against the British government in the Revolutionary War. Although at the time the revolution patrioted, whatever, was something of a negative term. What we call patriots, patriots were today were more likely to be called wings, wings, or and if you were a loyalist, rebels. Patrioted, patriot, patriot, patriot motto was no taxation without representation, blah, 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 a great phrase of rabble-rousing, though a poor choice of catchphrase for, say, a game show host. It's also a phrase that requires a bit of unpacking for a modern audience, by which I mean you, Desmond. The colonies didn't elect representatives to the British legislature, and because of the travel distance between Britain and America, the distinct lack of airplanes, it wouldn't have been practical. Instead, a patriot wanted to be governed by representatives within the colonies. Of course, they did the legislature already, but those were rather prone to being shut down by British appointed governors whenever they didn't behave properly. Read, do exactly what the government wanted. It's hard to know how many people in the colonies were patriots, patriots, patriots. The best guess is between 40 and 45% of the population. The rest were either declared loyalists or people who decided to remain tactically neutral, probably a wise choice given that both sides were known for seizing the property of their enemies.
Find
With
out.
me to King
Follow
Street.
me.
We'll show them.
Achilles,
Customs house
we're
for
kind of
speed.
close on
Come on.
time. Maybe I shouldn't have, read all that stuff and died a lot at the beginning there, going after treasure. Achilles. Oh, this is not going to be good if it's a long cutscene.
I say again, disperse.
Thomas
Congregating
Preston.
in this manner is forbidden.
We're not going anywhere, Bug.
Oi! Why did you go back to England?
No good can come of this chaos. Return to your homes, and all will be forgiven.
Never!
Not until you've answered for your crimes!
You're right, cowards.
You don't scare us.
Pointing guns at unarmed.
We ain't afraid!
Pay them.
My father?
Yes, which means trouble is sure to follow. I need you to tail his accomplice.
All right.
This
Yeah.
crowd is a powder keg. We can't allow him to light the fuse.
But
But nothing. Do as I say and go.
Well, yeah.
You gosh-gutted coward. It doesn't shoot at me.
We'll
Hey,
go.
lobster,
We'll go on the next one.
Fire your little gun.
I hope you enjoyed this episode, you beautiful bastards. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. God, ending in the middle of a mission always great. Sorry.